Testing, testing. Hello, everyone. I wanted to make a quickish recording video that was going over the Lunar New Year event in game because it looks just like the typical event maps in terms of layout, but there's a lot more activities added onto it, and this is already an overdue video announcement as is, because I saw the scale of the event and I kept thinking, oh my god, all of this will take forever to type. Is there any better way to do it? And finding a recording software I liked that worked well and didn't give me stutters or lag or anything was also a bit of a time sink. I think I'm okay now. I'm using the Xbox game bar. But anyway, this outer blue rim on the recording is BlueStacks. I've mentioned it to some of you before. I play on a phone emulator so I can play on PC and translate easier. So sorry if it's a little distracting. I can't do a controlled area without it. The next one might be different if I can find something better. Anyway, I have the whole event map pulled up here, and it looks like a lot compared to usual event maps, and it is more. It's just that there are more activities here compared to normal event maps that we get on other patches. Hopefully you can see my cursor okay. I'm just going to go over what certain things do. Some of the simpler things I'm going to knock out first, and then anything that might be longer towards the end, but most of it isn't too bad. So my cursor is right here in the bottom left, just as a point of reference. On the very bottom left here, they have a spending promotion. A lot of the big patches have spending promotions. So when you tap it, it's just showing, oh, if you spend this much during the event time period, you'll get the associated items, and you get the claimed stamp over what you've already claimed or earned. So I'm kind of telling on myself here, I have spent a little bit. But the first one, I think that's a neighborhood entrance gate. I haven't actually put it up yet. The second one is 2 different items. You get a little social action. It's very cute. You're just sipping tea and having some snacks on the side with it. It's very cute. You can use it in the social menu, which I'm doing another video thing about later. And then, oh, this might actually be the neighborhood gate. I'll put it down so I can actually figure it out, but it's an option. And then you get an avatar frame. You can't preview them in the same way on the screen, but you can from your profile if you want to see what it looks like. And then you get the bigger mount at 198. We've had one of these before. If you've ever seen me riding around on that big cat with the little ribbon on its tail, that was another iteration of the same thing. I think it was the same price, but I don't remember 100%. But there, you get a little action button after setting which mount you would like to use. These are a good bit faster when you're traveling on different maps or locations compared to just running around. So I do recommend them if you can do them. These are a little faster than the scooter you can get in the store, but as you can see, it is a bit of spending to get this one or other ones in the future you might want. I would recommend the scooter in the store if you want to save a lot of money but still travel a little faster when you're moving around. And then the last one over here for 388 is the neighborhood skin. Just a warning, if you're if you eyeball this like me and you're like, oh my goodness, this is so pretty. Only the owner of a neighborhood can change the whole neighborhood. I call them skins because that's what I'm most used to. So anyone who doesn't own the neighborhood there and you can't change it on a whim, everyone's yard will look the same. So that's why only the owner can change it. We have one on in our neighborhood now from the last time they did this campaign. Again, I'm telling on myself for how much I spent that time, but I wouldn't intentionally spend to get this unless you plan on having your own neighborhood, which is okay. But usually when you log in, you'll get a notification that on this task screen here at the bottom next to the section I just did to claim coins. You can just tap that. And then each of these sections right here, it's split into different types of tasks you can do. And when you finish or complete them, you can stamp it as done. And then at the bottom here, it'll show you get love point or LP. If you ever see me use LP, I'm saying love points, which is the heart currency. You can get all 7 tasks, and you'll get 10 of those envelopes. These are envelopes you share in chat, and people can click them to get LP. There's a premium version of this that also has crystal. Those aren't handed out as often for this event. These are just the regular LP ones. And these are different sections basically for the same thing. Like, see here, I'm still missing a stamp here, but I've done these other ones, and you can hit the arrow. It'll take you where you need to go to complete the action to get the last one. This one done, and then I also, I haven't done any of these, but just to differentiate, this one is a gold coin envelope. Same thing as LP, except you get gold instead. Also share it in chat instead of with like a local group of people only, like you would with food. That goes straight into the chat when you're sharing these, and random people can claim them. If you see the hearts popping up on my screen right now, it's because I'm chilling in one of the event portal areas. I have to do a section on those too for what they're called, but I'm getting residual LP because I'm sitting down. Back on the screen, I'm just doing this bottom bar for now, and then I'm expanding to these sections at the top. So this section right here, it's like it's a different form of the task one we just saw. This one has its own custom task that you do to get the red and yellow envelopes. This is the regular task section that every event has. So when you log in for a certain number of days during the event, you'll get the corresponding rewards. Like this, I got an item bag, I got event shop tickets, I got a gold coin envelope, and then just gold outside of that. So the more days you log in, see like first day login, second, third, fourth, you'll get the reward shown next to that, and then a claim stamp when you've already gotten it. And these usually run similar every time, so there's almost always a frame you can get, there's always item bags, there's always main gacha keys that you can use now or save, it doesn't matter. A little bit of crystal. This is very similar every time. And then the plant right next to that, at the bottom here, I'm on the bottom right, just mentioning in case my cursor isn't showing. Right here is the event shop. You see a lot of stamps on mine because I've already bought a lot from it. This only takes, you can see on the top corner, this only takes the event currency. It doesn't take crystal, it doesn't take gold, it only takes currency that you get from logging in during the event or playing games or doing the activities during the event. So you need to make sure you're doing those if you're trying to buy certain things in the store. And this follows the exact same format as that does. So you have usually a male event outfit, a female event outfit. You'll have card boxes if a card event collaboration is going on at the same time. I already got those. You'll have die stars, treasure trackers, which I'm doing a video section on very soon. You have pet flutes. I would always recommend grabbing the really good one. Sometimes it's 2 for sale. This time it was just 1. Fatigue stuff right here, pet candy. There's always, usually I think it's like 1, 2 at a time, usually 2 at a time. Gotcha keys you can get that are 60 each, so it'll be like 120. The big thing, actually the 2 big things to note with the event shop here and in general is that the outfit pieces you see up here count for the collection book completion that I mentioned in the gotcha banner section of the guide in the forum. So we see this outfit right here and this outfit right. It's usually the most basic looking outfits you'll see on the completion section. They will count towards this meter here at the bottom. I'm telling on myself for how much I've pulled on this one. So make sure you grab those if you're trying to go for completion on this. And then the other big thing is that the store unlocks in phases. You'll see these 2 right here are already unlocked. So the first tab will always be more outfit card, miscellaneous stuff, like I just explained. And the second tab will almost always be furniture. And then a bit more of the same miscellaneous stuff, like this. And you see this third section is still locked, and it will tell you when you tap on it how much time it has left. So this has 2 days and 24 hours left. So, or no, I'm sorry, I think it's sorry, not days, 2 hours. 2 hours, 24 minutes. So that unlocks pretty soon, but you can go ahead and see a preview ahead of time of what unlocks. So some of this is even more outfit pieces. These, I'm pretty sure, I was gonna say, these don't count towards the same completion. The first page always will, the second page does not always count towards that same completion. More card packs. Funny looking furniture piece. It's a firework. And then some more miscellaneous items. I really like that they keep sprinkling in gotcha keys and stuff on these a lot later. Pet flutes, card boxes. So these will, I mean, in the almost year I've been playing, these almost always run the same way. And then the drum section right here is the event story. So if you haven't done that yet, definitely do it. Even if you don't read or translate the story, that's fine. Because finishing each section has its own rewards. And as you can see here, every other section of the story has a gotcha key. And then every other section still has item chests that have affinity items for NPCs. So still useful, you still get a nice bit of gold from them, you get event tickets right off the bat. So at the very least, for any event really, and it'll pop up for you to do in the limited time quest section. Always go through these even if it's just to skip really fast and get the rewards. And then the noodle bowl icon at the very end is the event specific task reward section. So I did some balloon orders, so it gives you just a little bit of tickets, a little bit of farm rhymes, a little bit of gold. These always vary depending on what it is. It's a little different than the other event screen. It has its own unlock time, as you can see there. So now I can go to the main section here. The really quick stuff over here. I'm starting in the upper left with this big section. This is just a shortcut to the main event banner. This is the kind of thing that'll be on every event map. Usually it's in the dead center of the map. This time it's in the upper left. But you can get to the same one by clicking the egg icon on the general interface, or here, it doesn't really matter. And then the bear right here actually it's a cute event. So this picture here actually starts off as blank, and on the event map, like the main event map that you can go to, you can walk up to all the different NPCs around the map. Not all of them, but most of them. You can go and you challenge them to paper, scissors, rock. And as you beat them in paper, scissors, rock, the character silhouettes will fill in here, and you get, as you can see, there's a counter over here. The counter will go up, and the picture will fill in as you beat more and more of them at it, and you also get these little talisman items. And you want to get one of every color because you can trade it in for a little goodie box. When you lose to them, you only get one, but when you beat them, you get two. And the reward boxes will give you a unique event reward. I've already claimed 3 of them, and then after that, it just goes to the gold envelopes for this version, and gold envelopes for this version too. I thought it was different. But this one is more furniture oriented, and a title at the end here, and clothes oriented for the first one. And then if you beat all 42 people, you'll get 100 wishing stars, which is great for the wishing fountain, which I also need to do a guide on with the friendship guide. And every day you can kind of fake share your progress up here, but you don't have to actually share, and then you get 10 LP. And then right down here, I mentioned this last night around when it was happening. The panda icon, you can't click it all the time. It is time sensitive. Just like some of the NPCs for the rock, paper, scissors I just explained, NPCs only, they shuffle out at certain times. So if you keep going to the event map at the same time every day and you're like, why is this person or this character never here? It's because they swap out at different times. And it mentions, where is it? Sorry. I hit the wrong button. Hang on. Hang on. I just went to the event map. That's one way to get to the event map. It's one of these. There we go. If you click the little timer button over here on this, it shows you the different times. And remember, this is Chinese Standard Time. This is not our time. You need to convert that. Just a heads up. So, and it's probably not going to be favorable to us, but it will check off who you've already beaten. So that's very useful. This time block right here, I need to fill in myself. And then it'll show people who are always available in the second tab. So this clipboard time icon is very handy if you're looking to track that. Similar for the panda, he only shows up, in my experience so far, it's just been 5 a.m. EST, I think to 7 a.m., but it's definitely past 6. So you can convert that as well if you want. But this icon will only work when the panda is actually out and available to use. But you'll also get an icon, you see it right next here. It'll be in this area, a cute little happy panda icon when he's available. If you happen to be on at that time, definitely go to the panda. It'll take you to the event map just like it took me, because it'll be clickable. And then you want to find the panda on the map wherever he is. It can be anywhere here. I know it's a little big, but when you get there, you click him and you'll start traveling to him, and then you'll probably see it while you're traveling. Players lined up behind him. It's kind of reminiscent of a conga line. It's very cute. But it's just like the undersea sightseeing tour I mentioned in that guide, where you just kind of chill in the line for, I say a few minutes, it's not long at all. But you just kind of dance and groove in the line while it travels around the map behind the panda, and you get a bunch of goodies for doing that, just like you would on the sightseeing tour. So it's 25 items each time. You get egg tickets, you get gold, you get LP. The main takeaway is that you get a crystal bag, and that will have at minimum 68 crystal and at most 88 crystal. But that's, either way, it's good for a pull on regular banner, or it's good for the more expensive roulette banner that's out right now. And you can do that every day as long as this event is going on, if you're on at the right time. So if you're trying to stay up, wait out, time-wise for anything, it would be for the panda right here, I would say. And then the shop icon next to this is one of the mini games. It still has 8 days left at the time of saying this. This is just a tile match game. And each of these gives you a different skill you can utilize. Like the first one will be like a time saver skill. And you would hit the play button to play. And then I've already claimed the reward for completing the level. You only get the reward shown if you finish the level in the time limit, but it's pretty generous. I think it's just over 2 minutes. And you don't even have to use the power-up it mentions in the level. It's just when it becomes available. It's just a very simple sorry. It's just a very simple tile match game with a time limit. There's nothing too complicated about it. So you can do all the levels. They have little bits of story between levels if you want to translate, watch it. It's nothing crazy, to be honest. But once you claim the reward once, that's it. You can't get the same reward again on this one. And then it has score milestone mode as well. So that one's more about hitting different scores for rewards than it is about strictly finishing the level, because it plays like an endless mode. So you see here you get rewards for 1k points, 2k points, 3k points, all the way up to 5,000. And I got almost 6,200 the other day, so I was able to just do it all in one sweep. It will count a bunch at once if you want to do it that way. And then you can play once a day this mode if you want 30 event currency. That is totally optional. You can look at rankings with the little button right here if you'd like. And then this one is a versus mode, so when you start it, it will put you against another player, and the goal is to clear your board before the other person. And this one gives milestone rewards based on number of times you've done matches. You don't necessarily have to win or lose. It's easy to forget about this one, so I haven't done it yet, but you can do that when you feel like it. It hasn't been a big thing I noticed personally, but do keep in mind with this game and other versus games that you might have a little bit of lag delay just because of a higher ping, because we're not as close to the servers. But it depends. It's been a non-issue for me in this game, but it has popped up in other games, mainly map games that are right there at certain maps. And then going down to the lantern one right here. This is just like the first of 3 event-specific activities. And this one is very simple. You literally just... And the reward changes towards the end, too. Like, you might get stamps, you might get furniture, you might get event shop currency. The only one I haven't done here is for the envelopes. And you literally just want to click to put it in place. It will outline where it wants you to put it. You tap to do which one you want to place. So I'm doing the last one here, and it shows the outline. Even if you're a little off, you don't get penalized or anything. It is purely just for the gimmick of it, really. So make sure when you're done, you click to get the reward after. And you'll get the first time reward, and then the repeating reward every day after that is event currency. So you've done all the unique ones there after you've done those 3. This is the exact same, but it's kind of like a color drop-in. I haven't really explored this one yet, but it works the same way, just that you do the right color in the right area. And that also has 3 different ones. But it's just the same, like, click in the right spot. Get the small reward kind of thing. This is the same way, except you need to harvest thread to make yarn for the specific craft. And this one gives an alert every day because you will get the plant to plant on your island or plot to harvest. You get 3 a day, and you need 2 different types of plants for this, but what grows is random, so you might get all of one if you're really unlucky. Usually you get a little bit of both, so it grows very quickly. You can just chill while it grows, to be honest. It doesn't take long at all. It's quicker than magic flowers. So just like the other activities, there's 3 of these, and they each give a different craft. This is literally just, and you would do this to start it. You can pick what you'd like to use. It takes less of the, a lack of a better word, it takes less of the beefier plant than it does the other one. But you can use any one, and this is literally just dragging it to the specific place correctly. You can skip it if you'd really like after the animation starts. Sometimes my click is a little sensitive. Come on. There we go. As long as you drag the tool to the right place, it will proceed after that. And then the craft is done. Look at that. And you'll get event currency and the little trinket you just did. And the, I guess, bonus with that one is that you can gift those to friends like you would the bouquets or other event type trinkets. They only give like 3 friendship points per go, though. It's not really that worth it in terms of being like diligent about it every day. This is another mini game activity specific to this event. When you do things like farm or fish, or it's mostly fishing, but it's a few different tasks. You'll get different clay parts that you can use here for this activity specifically. And just like the other ones, you can select what one you want to do. I haven't done the last one yet. This one almost feels a little more Cooking Mama-esque. This, you have to meet certain percentage parameters or click things in the right area. This one is more hands-on than the other ones. But it doesn't have to be perfect either. Like, I'm going to probably mess this up as I'm talking, but let's do it together. You can change the size of the scraper here, but it's usually really quick, so I don't see a point. It'll keep the shape though. And then the last part, you need to get it within the yellow area. I'm probably going to mess up. See, I did it too soon. To do the latitude, longitude, lack of a better word, for the final assembly here. See, mine looks funky already. That was terrible. Oh no. Look at this. This is an abomination. The headdress is too low. Oh no, it's terrible. Okay, despite how this looks, and you hit the finish button there, and it'll paint it automatically. Look at my little abomination. There we go. You'll get the first time reward and the event tickets when you finish. This will repeat it. This just lets you finish and you're done. After 3, you don't get any more unique ones after that, so you'll probably have excess, but that's totally okay. And then the table with tea over here, it is a trivia game. This one, I would just go with the majority. You can click here and it'll take you to the event area. It will ask different questions in Chinese, of course, related to folklore or kind of Lunar New Year's trivia. I play it safe, and it's a pick a side form of answering, so you can just stick with the majority to kind of play it safe here and go where most people go to avoid getting eliminated. This is different score thresholds, so you want to survive for as long as it states for the rewards. I haven't done this very much yet. I probably will closer to when the event ends if I still need anything from the event shop. And then the cute little guy right here. This one is also time-based. See right here. You'll have to convert that time. But he kind of works similarly to a boss in that he only shows up at certain times, and when he's available, you'll have a little notifier. And you can usually follow other people on the event map who are going to the same area. You get 2 different types of food just by doing different tasks in game, like farming or gathering. So you rack these up pretty easy, and you use those when it's one of these times to throw them at this cute little guy, and he has I say health meter, that's kind of what it is. It will go down the more and more you throw them. And you get rewards when you knock him down to certain number thresholds. I have everything except 100,000 because I arrived a bit too late one day to get that one. So it's a matter of being on at the right time. And you get things like chests and gold and money or LP envelopes. But that's only at these times, about 2 hours at a time. You want to try to get there as soon as it pops, because the more people there are, the quicker it gets done each time. But none of the rewards are super critical, except this one right here, the money pouch at 60,000. These 3 are premium food, so you can get crystal from these, and others will get crystal when you hand them out. So that one's nice to have. Anything else isn't super vital, so don't stress too much about the time for this, or if you happen to miss it. And then this one right here with the Aobi painting the fish. It is just a event themed job just for this event. I still need to cover jobs separately. That one I'll probably type out because it's not as complicated. But jobs are a good way to work up fatigue. You can do 3 a day, and that includes event ones, so just be cautious if you're trying to level up certain jobs. Normal jobs, you can level them up and you'll get more experience and gold when you do them. Event ones, because they're limited time, it's not the same. So when you tap the event icon here, you'll automatically travel to where the job is located. And if the NPC for the job is still awake, like it is right now, they'll say, you know, would you like to do this job? This is how many event currency, this is how much event currency you'll get, this is how much gold you'll get. And you can say no thank you or yeah, let's do it. This one is just painting the fish. It's very cute. Usually it'll put you in a little outfit for the duration of the job. You just click and or tap, either one, and the meter up here will gradually fill. All you do is tap, that's it. There's no extra anything involved. That's how all the jobs go. And then you'll know you've already done the job when the NPC falls asleep. That means you can't do the job again until reset. It's done. That one is very simple. And then the one up here, at this upper mid right, is multiplayer Mahjong. And this one is actually a matchmaking style, so you'll be paired with other players when you start it. It is a 4-player game. Don't worry if you don't know how to play it. It does explain the first time you go in, but if you don't want to translate or if it goes over your head, that's okay. When you go in, which you can do by clicking the gold button down here, there is a little robot icon. You can click on the middle right, and that will autoplay for you. I do that for a lot of event games that I don't feel like learning. There's no shame in it. It's just the easiest way to do it. Other players do it, so don't feel a way about doing it. It doesn't, not unless you're playing competitively, because this one does have a competitive mode, but not all matchmaking games have a like ranking mode. It really doesn't matter. This one, you get rewards for so many matches played, up to 15, and 15 is the usual end for that. So I just did like 3 a day for 5 until I got it. This one isn't bad to do while you're in like sightseeing or an event area, getting those residual rewards. You can always start a game here and then put the autoplay on, so you're just getting more done at one time. So the red envelope is the competitive mode. You can start with the gold button, and when a match is over, you'll see the same blue gold button. You can hit the blue button if you just want to look for another match. So if you want to get all 3 done kind of in one go, you can just hit that blue button after the match finishes, and you'll immediately start looking for another one. And this is the ranking mode for this game currently. Like I said, not all games have like an overall ranking mode. This one does, and you get some nice stuff like a title, gotcha tickets. That actually matches me super well. Anyway, pet flutes. You get a nice chunk of wishing stars, depending on how you rank. But you have to play this a lot, and you have to play at certain times. So if you can't make that, I wouldn't worry too much about it. And the very last thing I have here, this video is already way longer than I intended. I am so sorry. This middle one is an event performance stage. And this first one will have NPCs performing and singing at certain times. You can get a little breakdown schedule of who does what when here if you'd like to see that. And then this is like a more interactive player performance mode. This tends to go off, especially when I've been on lately, around the same time as the Panda event goes off. Any player can start a call for people on the stage when you're on the event map, but a lot of people like to do it when the Panda starts because there's already so many people on the channels for that. But for this, you would just go to the stage when it's time, and your character will go on the stage automatically and do one of these things. They might toss fire, they might toss batons. It's basically just like a little performance you do with other people, and you get 100 of the event currency every time you do a little mini performance, up to 5 times. And different actions happen at different times. So like here it's like a bonfire, here it's a group dance. They all have different props. So it depends on what time these go off, what actions you'll do. Again, this isn't like a ton of event currency, so this isn't the biggest deal if you miss that either. So all in all, there's a lot of fluff in here. You don't absolutely have to do like these whole bottom activities, this cluster, really not super vital. If there's not anything you feel like you must have from them, and then everything else is very typical event stuff, like a themed job or a game you can auto if you'd like. I would try to do the paper, scissors, rock if you can poke your head in at different times of the day on the event map. The event gacha if you're interested. And this little boss over here if you're interested. The event shop has good stuff. That's true for any event. I would always try to do little, at least login task and other tasks outside of this that give you the event currency. And just remember, like I said, this unlocks gradually over the course of the event, so make sure to check back more than once to see if something you're waiting for got unlocked. And the last thing is not specific to the event map, but I wanted to mention it real quick. The latest roulette gacha, the Horse God one, you'll log in while it's active and get a notification. That is for this right here. And it's almost like a player wish screen, but you can click both sides of these. You'll see 2 buttons. You can click either one. And you basically just spam this. The more golden horse gives a little bit of crystal, usually between 1 and 3, and some gold per click. See, I got 3 handful of times, but it's usually 2, sometimes 1. And the other one will give gold and LP only. You just spam it. There we go. And then this will show when you're done. You can do it again at reset. So it's a nice little cluster to get. The event story is the top icon. Make sure you always do event story for these kind of things because you'll get a free, it won't always look like this, it'll look like the custom currency icon, but you'll always get a free pull when you do the event story. Again, you can skip it if you can't be bothered. I totally get it. And then the middle icon, like I said, it might look different, but the order is always the same. You will get milestone rewards for gaining fatigue in game. So like when you rack up 2,000 fatigue, 5,000, 10,000, 15, 20, up to 20,000, and it's always gacha tickets of some kind. But you'll notice that 10k and 20k, you get another free pull at each of those. So make sure you're maxing out your fatigue especially if you're trying to not spend as much, or if you can't spend as much, it's a good way to get free pulls is to hit both of these thresholds. It'll take a few days. You can't one day both of these. Unless you were, I think, on literally all day, and you might get halfway doing that. But I just wanted to cover that real quick since it popped up about the same time. This is way longer than intended. I'm so sorry about that. But I hope that was helpful for this event map. If there's any other remaining questions, let me know. I'm happy to help and answer. This video was way longer than I meant. Again, I'm sorry. It would have taken me even longer to type it all out, I think. But thank you guys. Talk again soon.